for a change. As my video is titled in the thumbnail, welcome to the new format. Funny enough, I just posted a video earlier today with my Ryzel Automat deck, which will change because of the changes that we are going to be seeing in this game. Effective February 2nd, guys. As I start any Banlist video with, I went through this 2 years ago when my deck got murderized with one card. For all of you guys who know me and my history of the channel, I'm a Sword Soul player. And Sword Soul went away the day they took away Baron. Completely. It was already a rogue deck, it was a tier 2 deck, but it went away that day. Maybe coming back with that overframe card that's coming out in 3 months, which I'm excited for. That's like a Baroness kind of card. We'll see. But I'm going to start this the same way I start all my Banlist videos. If your deck got murdered today, if your deck got hit or you consider destroyed, it's gonna be okay. There are thousands of cards in this game that you can find that do a likewise thing. Or you take my approach, you take a break. I took a break for a few months. I came back and I've started learning new decks ever since then. I was very close-minded and I was only doing one deck for like a year and a half straight, and once the Banlist came that destroyed my deck and took Baron away, I took a couple months break and then I adapted and started playing new stuff. Been on that road ever since then. So there's plenty of ideas. You know, maybe you need to take a longer break from the game. Maybe you need to jump into that second deck that you've been thinking about in the back of your head. Things of that nature. So, just food for thought. Anyway, here's how my day has gone. Today is January 21st, 2026. I made a video yesterday about Ryzel Automat where I gave Konami shit because I said you guys suck at your communication, which this doesn't change their communication. I don't want to get it twisted. They just are going back to their old ways of 2024 and before, where they just drop a surprise Banlist on us instead of giving us heads up or communicating or anything of that nature. It'll probably say there will be an update in a few months, so probably June is when you're looking at the next list, maybe May. Here's how my day went. I got done making that Ryzel video yesterday, and I said, man, I really want to play a different deck because I want to broaden my horizons. I don't want to just stick to the same deck. So I went back and forth myself, like, do I want to try out Draco Tail? Do I want to try out K9 Vanquish? Do I want to try out an unheard of deck? Do I want to try, see, can I make Vanadium work at locals? Can I mess around with Snake Eyes? Can I mess around with Tempai? Can I mess around with those things that I know? And your boy landed on Malice. Your guy landed on Malice. And I decided, you know what? I loved that set. I loved everything about it. It brought out one of my most favorite decks in the game ever in Ryzel. I'm going to give Malice a try. And then the deck got murderized today with the banning of White Binder. Now, I am going to preference this with, I have side quest goals that I'm going to go over with you guys for the new format. But I just wanted to give you that full disclosure, okay? So, for those of you who have Yummy, ha ha ha, first of all, I don't care about you. Like, you and your deck can fuck off, I don't care, but I'm glad your deck died. Or is dying. For Mitsurugi players, sucks that you can't rely on good old negates anymore, right? That's what happened. people told me, oh, you just rely too heavy on your negate. Like, you just loved your little Baron, you know, like, let her go, la-da-da-da. So I'm going to give it back to you. Hey, you relied too heavy on your negate. Just let it go. Move on. How does it feel? Sucks, right? Anyway. So here's the plan for this video. We're going to go over the list. I'm going to go over my thoughts on it. And then I'm going to give you guys my plan for the format for the next few months. Just to give you guys an idea of where the channel will be at in my mind. And how I can kind of structure it, right? So, we got banned the water statue. Good. Screw you, statues. Bad design. White binder. I'm so sad. I was going to play Malice. I was going to give Malice a good try, and I might still. Herald. Ha ha ha. It sucks because I do like Voiceless Voice, so that sucks, but at the same time, it needed to go. And Featherstorm. Good riddance. Get rid of the floodgates. I don't know why Anti-Spell is not on here. Why is Harpy's Feather Duster not on there? Like, get rid of Floodgate-esque cards, okay? Next up, Draco Tail. You took a couple of hits. Not enough. You're still going to be damn near... I don't know if you're going to be the best deck. I mean, branded Draco Tail is probably going to be the best deck. But Draco Tail took a slap. Vanquish Soul took a little slap here, but again, I've seen the ban list already. This is what we were calling for, Konami. What was it, like 5 months ago when the last real ban list happened? This is what the player base wanted. So thank you for correcting your mistake and admitting to your mistake. Thank you. But yeah, K9, you didn't take a hard enough hit. Like there should have been a Zuna. There should have been something banned, something like that. And no Habakiri. We all knew it. Kind of surprised that Prayers wasn't on there. Droll, this should be at 1 or 0. This should have gotten the shifter treatment. 2, cool, whatever. But as you guys noticed in most of my deck profiles at the end of the format, I'm only playing 2. I'm not playing 3. So I don't know. And then the cool part of the list for once was the Unlimiteds. Stake Your Soul and Raisin came back. Hey, Vanquish Soul's got a chance. Very exciting for me as a fact, because it went down between K9 Vanquish Soul and Malice were the two decks that I was going back and forth of which one am I going to try instead of just playing Rise Up. And I landed on Malice. So maybe this is God's way of telling me, no, little buddy, turn your butt around and pick up Vanquish Soul. So, overall, the ban list, I give it a 5 out of 10. It's late. Should have been here about 2 weeks ago. This didn't need to wait an extra 2 weeks. It could have came out the first week of January, like everybody else. Why did we have to wait 2 extra weeks for this? Now, if the list had banned Snatchy, banned the Mitsurugi Habakiri card, if it had banned Holly Sue, if it had banned Ripper, if it had banned all those cards, yes, waiting until now would be perfect because of Burst. But this could have come out 2 weeks ago. So that tells me you guys simply either just held on to it to be trolling the community, or there was arguments about bringing back the Vanquish Soul stuff. That's what that tells me. I could be off here, could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think. But that's what I think about the list. I give it a solid 5 out of 10. The only reason it's not getting a higher score is because you guys are notorious, Konami, for bringing something back. And if I'm right, you didn't bring anything back into the game. You only got rid of stuff. That's kind of upsetting, because that's always my favorite part of the ban list is, hey, what's coming off the list? Yes, I get it. Raisin went to 3 and Stake Your Soul went to 3. Cool, but they were already in the game, right? I was excited for, hey, could we possibly see Electromite? Could we possibly see Kit? Could we see some, like, what could come back? That could be a new little, yes, we're getting Burst Protocol in a couple weeks, but you got this fun little card that you can add to your deck too to give it some flavor. Like, that's always my favorite part of the ban list, and you guys didn't do that this time. So that's a big thing that pissed me off. Not gonna lie. So I give this list a solid 5 out of 10. What is it gonna do for the game? It's gonna change things. It's not gonna change things in the way I'd like. I'd rather these cards be banned than at 1 to make people change up their deck styles, because now people are just gonna go, okay, I'm just gonna take 2 out and keep playing my deck. Well, you're not really being creative at that point, right? You're just adding in a couple more hand traps, or you're adding in a couple more draw cards. And my final gripe with this list is not one single Charmy card. So we're cool with the Charmy minigame that we play every round, right? That's what we're saying, Konami? Because to me, that's kind of toxic. I might be wrong. You guys might enjoy the mini Charmy Ash minigame within every game, but for me personally, that kind of sucks. So, 5 out of 10. You guys could do better. You guys waited 2 extra weeks to drop this list for a mediocre list at best. Do better. For, like, 2026 is not looking as good as 2025 was, in my opinion. So, now, next part of the video. What are your dudes' plans for this format? Well, we were told in Rarity 5 that Sword Soul will be getting this little card here in Rarity 5. So I full-heartedly plan on building Sword Soul come April. Okay? Really excited to test that out. So that'll be my long-term plan is April. Another long-term plan is whenever we get an announcement for the new Satellar Knight stuff, I'm very excited to play Satellar Knight. So be on the lookout for, in the future, this year hopefully, Satellar and Sword Soul making a comeback. Okay? What are my plans in the interim? Interim meaning in the meantime. Okay? I've been diving into Armage. It's not really something that I care for. I'm just kind of bored playing it. I have the deck. Might go ahead and get rid of it now that Midas and all those cards or Midas are really expensive. I am going to, of course, continue with Ryzel Onomat. I'll be doing another profile on that this week because the game has changed. So I'm going to update the deck. I'm going to mess around with Snake Eye because Snake Eye is fun to me. And I want to see what Snake Eye or White Forest, things like that can do. And then what might end up becoming my main go-to deck, which is hard to say because I have a deep love for Ryzel, but what could become my go-to deck is honestly a more pure version of Vanquish Soul. I just bought a Vanquish Soul core. Excuse me. I had surgery 6 months ago, and to this day, every few minutes you gotta take a drink of water. But I bought a Vanquish Soul core 2 weeks ago, and the final card for it, which was the Holly Sue, came in the mail yesterday. So I have a full core. So I think your dude's gonna, coming out the gate, mess around with Vanquish Soul in more of a pure form. Not a, alright, I'm gonna take the remaining pieces that are left over at K9 and just shove it into Vanquish Soul and go. Now that they did the correct thing and corrected their mistake and put Raisin and Stake Your Soul back to 3, I kind of want to mess with a more pure form of Vanquish Soul and see what it does at a local level. So be on the lookout for that. Could very well damn be that it ends up being my favorite deck when all is said and done. Side quests. Can we make Sword Soul work in 2026? Can we make Malice work now that Whitebinder, the end of that era, is upon us? Can we make Voiceless Voice work in 2026? And my last thing is that I want to pick up a deck that I really had no interest in and try it out. And so I'm thinking that maybe Elven Notes might be something we try out. Okay. I know these are all more meta tier things, except for, of course, Sword Soul, Stellar Knight, and Ryzel. Everything else is more leaning towards, well, Voices, of course. Okay, so it's kind of evenly balanced. I'm not really going to be messing with Draco Tail. It's just not, guys. I know there's a lot of Draco Tail lovers on my channel. It's just not what I like to play. I get bored. And it's just not fun for me. This sounds a lot of fun, Vanquish Soul. This sounds like a lot of fun. This sounds like so much fun. This is always going to be fun, and this is intriguing. And I want to know if this can still do things. So, those are my plans. So your main quest line for True Knight. Am I going to stick with Ryzel as my top meta deck, or am I going to go to Vanquish Soul? Next question. Side quests. Can I make Satellar Sword Soul work in 2026? Then underneath that, what about Voiceless and Malice? And then we'll kind of maybe dive into Elven Notes if I like it. So those will be my decks that I'll go to. Be on the lookout. I'm going to be doing a few different profiles on both these decks. I'm going to do a few different videos where I show me playing games with them ranked and seeing how well I do, seeing how comfortable I get with them. And we'll kind of go from there, man. It's exciting. It's exciting we get a ban list. It's good to get a ban list. Even though it's a mediocre mid-tier ban list to me, it's cool we get it. Oh, and here we can add three Dryadens now. Cool. Man, had they brought back Broad Bull, I might have just said, screw it, I'm going to be playing Zodiac Ryzel this format. But we live in a different world, right? So anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Let me know your thoughts on the ban list. Was it everything you wanted and more? Are you in shambles? Are you destroyed? Are you sad? You can bring all your emotions here, man. If you're sad, I'm sorry. It gets better. The grass is green. Go touch it. If you're in shambles because you feel like your Draco Tail deck is dead, you're funny, but you just got to adapt. If you're in shambles because Mitsurugi took a hit, take a breath. There is a lot of ritual stuff out there to experiment with. Be open-minded. If you're in shambles over K9, what? If you're like me and you're excited for Vanquish Soul, welcome aboard. Help me out. I've always liked Vanquish Soul as a deck. Now that it's back, let's try it out and have some fun. And if you're excited for the new stuff that's coming out in Burst Protocol that'll make Sword Soul different, welcome aboard. I'm just excited to have you back as well. True Knight's back with Sword Soul. And then let's be hopeful. Stellar Knight community, let's hope these guys come out this year. We haven't got an announcement, so let's hope they come back. So that'll be it for me today. Be kind, be respectful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.